Being in a relationship can be one of the most exciting and fulfilling aspects of one's life. However, sometimes we get so comfortable being in what we think to be a great relationship that we ignore things that actually might show us that our relationship is not functioning as well as we think it is. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Anya, Steph Anya for short, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some red flags in relationships that you don't want to ignore. If you're curious, stay tuned. What's on your mind? Okay, so I work with a lot of individuals and couples as well. And one of the biggest things that we're always assessing is the health of the relationships that matter to them. Specifically, we'll be talking about romantic partnerships. And the reason this is important is because my clients come to me a lot of times basically with a scarcity mindset, thinking there's really nothing better out there for me, so I'll just deal with whatever's happening in my relationship. There's one of two things you should do if you see any of these things in your relationship. Either address it and work through it or end the relationship, because these are things that affect our quality of life and can make enjoying life and the relationship itself significantly harder. So these are some of the common ones that I see with the clients I work with. If you have any other relationship red flags that you've experienced or seen, please be sure to put those in the comments below to make this a nice comprehensive experience for anyone who might have questions. Number one, this is the sneak one that I've seen in my personal life as well as my professional life, is you start counting the good days. So when I see my couples or individuals, for example, and I say, how has your week been? And they're telling me, oh, well, Tuesday was a good day and Friday was a good day. That should let you know right there that the good days in your relationship are far and few between. It's easier for you to count the good days than the bad days. In a healthy relationship, it should be the other way around. It should be, I think we had a bit of a disagreement a couple of weeks ago. For example, instead of being able to pinpoint what was a good day because that's so out of the norm for what you're experiencing at this point in the relationship. That is a major red flag that might indicate that there are some tensions existing within the relationship that have not been addressed and create an environment or atmosphere within your relationship that just does not feel good to you. Number two, this is actually, for me, the biggest one, which is a sense of walking on eggshells. You feel like you can't turn your music up, you can't ask a question, you can't go in for the hug, anything without your partner erupting on you or getting upset, becoming so frustrated with you. When you start feeling like you can't do anything right in your relationship and that any choice you make is going to be met with tension and frustration, that is an indication that there are some issues in your relationship, because what you're basically saying is that your relationship is preventing you from being your most authentic self. That's not a good sign, right? You don't want to sacrifice who you are just to keep a relationship going, because if that relationship is not in alignment with who you are as a person, it might not be the relationship that can help to pivot you in the areas of growth that you're wanting to develop in. Now, this doesn't mean you have to break up with this person. It only means that you need to be honest, identify those issues, communicate that with them, see how receptive they are to hearing that. They might feel the same way, and see what your options are for addressing or fixing that. For example, if we're talking about sound, let's say you're a drummer and your partner hates a lot of noise, then maybe one solution might be investing in making one room of your house soundproof so that you can drum and your partner can feel at ease and peace and not worry about constant banging. If you guys can find a plan to navigate the frustrations that make you feel like you have to walk on eggshells, you have a chance of repairing this relationship and making it compatible with who you both are as individuals. Number three, your other relationships are suffering. If you've got a good relationship with your family, best friends, even coworkers, and then you get into a relationship and those other relationships start to suffer, a lot of times our first thought is, oh, these people can't handle that I'm happy. or they can't handle the fact that my priorities have changed. And those things might be true, that might be accurate, but what may also be happening is that there are factors in your relationship that are preventing you from maintaining positive, healthy relationships with the other people in your life. If your partner makes you feel guilty, for example, for spending time with other people instead of them, if you feel like you can't fully engage with your family or friends when you're hanging out with them because you have to constantly check in with your partner, or you guys might be in a fight and it's affecting your mood, if you are noticing a decline in the health of your other relationships, maybe all of your friendships now are with this person and any friends that you have outside of your relationship with them are falling by the wayside, that is a red flag in your relationship, right? It doesn't mean the person is bad, but the relationship itself may have some work to do. If you guys are having a hard time managing other significant, important relationships while being together, that is something you definitely to work through and work on. There might be issues of abandonment or rejection at play for your partner. And if those are things that are factoring into why you can't see people or be with people in a way that you used to be and enjoy to be with them, your partner should probably seek out help so that they can work on those things and not feel as triggered when you choose to spend time with other people. Now, the reality is sometimes we have behaviors in our single life that just don't make sense in a relationship. So if you previously were staying out at the club until 4 or 5 a.m., crashing on your friend's couch, sharing a bed with a friend, and those things in the past are things you love to do and made sense, it might not make the most sense in maintaining trust in your current relationship. But when you can't see people that matter to you at all, or if you're in a position where you're seeing in multiple contexts all of your relationships declining, that is the indication that there may be something happening in your romantic relationship that is stifling the growth of your other ones. Number 4, there's a sense of tit for tat. What that means is that you or your partner or both are starting to really try to add up everything you're doing versus what they're doing. So you start feeling like, okay, well, I've been taking the kids to school every day, making breakfast, ironing your clothes, and what are you doing for me? You're trying to find the imbalance. You're looking for reasons to justify why you should be frustrated, angry, mad. You're paying attention to what you're doing versus what they're doing. That sense of tit for tat lets you know that there is an imbalance existing in the relationship. You're basically trying to understand why you're so frustrated or angry or disappointed with how your life is looking right now. And you're looking at your relationship or your partner as the reason why that's happening. And you might be onto something. So if you are at the point where you're not just doing things because you enjoy doing them for your partner, or you feel this is your responsibility in the relationship and you're okay to shoulder that burden or responsibility, when it starts feeling like it's weighing you down and you feels burdensome to you, that is signifying that there is some imbalance in the relationship that you should address with your partner or maybe in therapy. Number 5, annoyance and jealousy about other couples. One of the top signs that my couples bring to me that indicate to me that their relationship is not in a good place is when we spend a significant chunk of our time talking about what other couples are doing. Such and such just took their girlfriend on a trip last month. You never take me anywhere. Or looking at social media, feeling like you gotta unfollow whatever because this person or this couple is bringing out certain feelings in you that don't make you feel good about your relationship. Now, it could just be that you are looking at these couples and you're like, hey, I know what's happening in their real life and this is not aligned with what I'm seeing on social media. In that case, totally makes sense. But if it's more than one couple, if you're seeing this happen a lot of times where you're just feeling worse and worse about yourself or your relationship as you see what other couples are doing, that might be an indication that you're seeing things in these other couples that you wish were happening in your relationship. For example, if you're seeing that one partner is always posting their partner and saying sweet things and you're like, ugh, they're so annoying, but deep down you know that you wish your partner was doing that for you, or you wish that you felt comfortable to do that for your partner, be honest with yourself. You don't want to focus on other people as the problem when really those things might just be highlighting or identifying things that you want to see or experience within your own relationship. So just be very honest with yourself about why you're irritated or annoyed, because it might have more to do with what you're experiencing instead of what you're seeing. Number 6, Another red flag is a decrease in confidence. And this applies in a lot of ways. If it has to do with your looks, if it has to do with achieving your dreams, if you start feeling like you're not good enough, you're unworthy, and those feelings are only exacerbating in this relationship, that is a red flag, right? Because our relationships should contribute to our level of confidence. Our dreams should feel more achievable because now we've got emotional support to get those dreams accomplished. If we have physical insecurities, I'm sure we bring some into the relationship, but within the relationship, they shouldn't be exacerbated. You shouldn't be worried about your partner preferring other people over you. There should be some level of assurance happening in the relationship. Now, it is not your partner's job to make you feel confident, but if you're noticing that within your relationship, your confidence is decreasing, you definitely want to pay attention to why that might be happening. Number 7, feeling uncertain about your future. Now, every relationship is not meant to last forever, and we know that is what dating is all about. But if you're in a long-term relationship especially, and there is no clarity as to what you guys are working toward, maybe if you're not both on the same page about maybe never living together or maybe only living together, if you're not on the same page about whether or not you want to get married or have kids, if you are in a place where you have no clue what your partner wants and maybe you're not sure what you want either, that is a red flag because that might symbolize that you guys are together just because it feels comfortable and familiar, not because you want to be together long term. Now, short-term relationships, of course, are fine. They're inevitable, but you don't want to be in a position where you're wasting your time in a relationship that you think or would like to have a long-term future, but your partner or even yourself, you're not getting that clarity or assurance that that is what you guys are working toward. So a relationship where you don't see a future, that's definitely a red flag that you want to pay attention to. And here's the big one. This is the one that I get the most pushback on from my clients, especially my individual clients who have been involved in a relationship for a long period of time. Number 8 is not having clarity on whether or not you are exclusive. I use the term relationship here very loosely because you are in relation to this person, you know them, you spend time with them, but if you don't know if you're their boyfriend or girlfriend and they haven't told you whether or not that is what you guys are planning to do, that is a major red flag. I've seen clients in situationships for years at a time. They might have been with the person for 10, 11 years and still have no idea if they're ever going to make it official. Still have no idea if their expectation that they will be sexually monogamous or exclusive is realistic, something that their partner is wanting to do. So if you don't have clarity around your title or who you are, and you're getting to the point where you're antsy about it, you're wanting to have it, what I don't want you to do is try to convince yourself that you don't care when you actually do. This is what I hear a lot of my clients doing, is they're trying to justify to themselves, well, at the end of the day, what is a title anyway? I mean, yeah, I have wanted him to be my boyfriend, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. He's pretty good to me, and I feel like I can really be myself with him, and yeah, we got a lot to work through, but he's still my person. If you don't have anything to lean back on, you don't have a title, you don't have an agreement of exclusivity, you don't know what's happening in the context of that relationship, that could be a red flag. And if it's something that is worrying you and you also don't feel comfortable talking to them about it, you feel like if you bring it up, it's going to lead into an argument or they might be exasperated with you, that also lets you know that not only do you not have a title, but you're actually afraid to ask for one if that's what you're wanting. That is a huge red flag. So I'm not saying that all situationships are bad, but if you're in a situationship when you want to be in an official relationship, I challenge you to avoid settling. So those are the top red flags that I see in relationships that either indicate they need some more work or that they should be dissolved. Let me know any red flags that you've seen in relationships. Put those in the comments below. We're all targeting healthy, fulfilling, satisfying relationships in this community. Let's let each other know what we should be checking for. Thank you for watching this video. I ask that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend who needs to hear it. You didn't have to watch this video all the way until the end, but it really helps me so much that you did. So thank you, thank you, thank you.